Hey guys, welcome back. This is History of Futurama Season 3, Episode 6 of my show, which is also going to be about Episode 6. Now, Episode 6 is known as Endless Love, but before I actually start talking about it, I just want to mention two things. This is going to be probably the second last video that I do for this weekend. Well, actually, might be the third last one because I might do one on Thanksgiving Day and stuff, but I might. But if I don't, this is the second last one. If not, if I do it, the third last one. I'm just saying because it's a long weekend and everything. But anyway, so either expect the last video for this week to be tomorrow, or if I decide to do another one, expect one to be on Monday, which I highly doubt, because it's Thanksgiving and everything. But, expect at least one more video to be coming out either way. But anyway, enough getting off topic. This is History of Futurama Season 3, Episode 6 of my show, which is also about Episode 6. And Episode 6 in Season 3 is known as Endless Love. Now, basically, the way this episode starts off is everything in the Planet Express building starts getting, bent out of shape, sort of thing. Have bends in it, the building, the inside of the building has the conference table on the roof instead of on the ground. The professor is bent sideways. And stuff, and after a little while they realize that Bender is the reason why everything's bent, because they watched this videotape, which is a security camera, and in the security tape they're watching, Bender is basically essentially sleepwalking but also bending at the same time. So I guess in this case he's and I quote, sleep bending. So this is sort of similar to what happened back in the first episode of this season that I talked about, except in this case he's sleep bending instead of being unaware that he turned into the werecar. But, same situation, just different circumstance. And because of Bender's obsessive bending and stuff, the professor basically kicks him out until he can find a way to satisfy his bending habits. So Bender basically goes around afterward and he works at this bending robot place, and there he meets so he applies for a job to satisfy his need for bending at this auto shop sort of thing for bending, and there he meets this fembot known as Angeline there, and then basically after he sees her, sort of falls in love, and that's when he also sees Flexo as well, because the owner of the place basically hires Flexo as another one of his co-workers, and then basically when Flexo sees Bender, he gets a bit angry with him because of what happened back in the previous season that I talked about, the one where he was one of the characters in the episode where at the end of the episode they mistook Flexo for Bender, so they took him away to prison instead of Bender, and then basically, oh my god, I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, I just had to bring that up because of that, and then basically, what happens is, Bender's surprised to see Flexo, and then Flexo's still a little agitated with Bender because of what happened, but he plays it off like it's a joke, and he says it's nothing. And then they start basically working together at the auto shop where they are, and then basically Bender also sort of gets a little romantic with Angelique, so much so that later on in this episode he invites everyone out to dinner to tell them the news. And then basically what happens is when he does that, he tells them that he's proposing it to a beautiful robot that he met, which is known as Angelique, and then basically Fry says that she sure isn't, because that's when he sees her there. That's when Bender sees her there with Flexo, and this is where Bender kind of misinterprets it, because he thinks he's on a date with Angelique. But the reason why Flexo and Angelique are out is because at this point in this series, apparently Flexo is Angelique's ex-husband, so they're just hanging out together, so it's a misconception kind of thing. And but after Bender hears that, he says that he tries to play off his anger by saying he was actually angry at the other person because of the bread, and then basically what happens is, because of that, in the next segments of this episode, and then basically what happens is Bender goes back to his table with the others, and he explains to them what happened, and then basically what happens is after that Bender decides to sort of trick Angelique into thinking that he is Flexo and stuff, because to figure out if she really likes him or Flexo, and stuff, and then so he basically uses a fake metal beard kind of thing to make himself look like Flexo, and then basically what happens is, and then basically what happens is when they're when Bender, who's disguised as Flexo at this point, goes to meet Angelique at the restaurant where they at the dance, start talking, and then Angelique tells Bender who she thinks is Flexo at this point, that he likes Bender, and that that's when Bender, disguised as Flexo, tries to lure, and then basically while they're dancing, they accidentally kiss, which causes Bender's fake Flexo beard to come off, and then it's revealed to her that she is actually Bender, and then that he is actually Bender, and then basically after that, what happens is Bender gets a little surprised by his fake beard coming off, and then Angelique tries to explain what happened with that Bender was playing a trick on her, and then basically Bender says that he wasn't playing a trick. He was trying to figure out if he liked Flexo or him, if she liked Flexo or him. But she likes Flexo, even if someone disguised him. So basically Bender tells her that there's only one solution now, and to him that solution is basically to kill Flexo. And basically what happens is, before I continue, while they were doing the date, while Bender was still disguised, what happened was Bender kept flashing, Bender disguised as Flexo, kept flashing the cash at the people, and that kept getting the Donbot agitated. And when the Donbot got agitated the second time, like the first time he flashed the cash, Clamps basically, look at all that cash. Isn't it Donbot? And then basically the Donbot says it is, and then basically the second time Bender flashes the cash, the Donbot's like, I was hoping by the second time he flashed his cash. I was hoping by the second time he flashed his cash, my rage would have subsided. But unfortunately, it does not. And then he waves the cash again to get the. Then he waved the cash again to get the valet to pick them up, and then basically that's when the Donbot said that they had enough, because it seems like the show follows this whole like it's a trope that's used in both video games and in some instances in TV shows. It's what people call the rule of three thing. Now, as I'm sure you all know what the rule of three thing is, it's just doing something 3 times to get something completed. Like, it happens a lot in video games, like, you know, collecting a certain amount of objects, or to get the trophies and stuff. I said trophies because I was playing my PS5 before I was recording this video, so that's what I meant by that. So sorry if I got a little gamer lingo in there during this video, but that's my. But anyway, so basically, because of Bender flashing the cash the third time, the Donbot asked them, how many times was that he flashed the cash? And then Clamp says that it was 3 times, and then that's when the Donbot says that, actually I think that was Joey Mousepad that said that it was 3 times, and then basically the Donbot's like, that's the reasonable amount before you do something. And then basically what they plan to do to who they think is Flexo, but they don't know that Bender was disguised as Flexo at this point, is what they do is they try to kill Flexo using a unbendable girder that they drop on him. And it's because of a misunderstanding that happens with Bender, and then because Bender was flashing the cash when he was disguised as Flexo, they thought he was Flexo, but he wasn't. And basically, because of that, Bender goes to deal with. Anyway, getting back into what I was saying, Bender goes to deal with Flexo afterward, and when he and Bender fight, while Flexo and Bender are fighting, basically what happens is Clamps is working the control panel, and he's asking Donbot to just give the word, and then he'll drop this unbendable girder on the robot with the beard, and then it'll be like, clamp, his way of saying like, clamp, clamp, kabamp. And then basically, the Donbot says, remember, it's only the one with the...
Chicken chef for supper.
Chicken chef for supper?
Yeah.
Thank you. Good. Sorry about that, you guys. It was just something that had to do with supper, because it's getting around 5 o'clock-ish around this time. So I'm sorry if you heard that in the video. That's my apologies. Anyway, getting back into what I was saying, after Clamps mentions that he'll drop this unbendable girder on Flexo once the Donbot gives a little bit like clamp, clamp, kabamp. Anyway, the Donbot explains that they only want to drop it on the robot with the beard. The other one they don't have any problem with. And while Bender and Flexo are fighting, because again, Bender is still trying to kill Flexo because of that, and then basically the Donbot has Clamps drop the unbendable girder on Flexo's head, which causes him to get crushed a little, and then when Angelique comes in, she sees that he's all banged up, and then basically she's telling him that he can't die because today Bender made her realize how much she loved him, and then basically Bender is a little disappointed by that because he thought she loved him, and then he said she did, but nothing could ever make her love him the way he made her love Flexo, and then because of that, in order to make Angelique happy, what happens is Angelique happy is Bender tries to bend the unbendable girder to free Flexo, but Flexo tells him that it's unbendable, so it can't be bended. But Bender tries anyway, and because it's unbendable, he's having a hard time bending it. So what happens is parts of his body sort of break afterward, and they manage to free Flexo, and then basically Bender's need for bending issues has been sort of satisfied because he got the unbendable girder out of the way, so he is able to go back to the Planet Express building for work, and he's also a little depressed at this point because someone he loved kind of rejected him under the circumstances that he caused, sort of thing, because he was disguised as Flexo and stuff, and it just happens, and so it's kind of his own doing, ironically, but it's, which makes it kind of funny if you think about it, but it's just so hilarious. And then that's basically where this episode stops. So if you guys like this video when I post it, just please give this video the real best you guys can, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the next video, and then the day after I won't do a video because the day after tomorrow is because the day after tomorrow is Thanksgiving Day and everything, so I probably won't do a video then. But until tomorrow for the next video, guys, just please give this video the real best you guys can, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the next video. And like I always tell you with this series, fart on a bun.